Oh, hallelujah. Are you happy to be part of this morning session? Are you ready to acquire some skills, some knowledge? Yes, it's very important. A lot of things matters in life, right? So many things matters in life. And I believe finances is one of them. And when it comes to money and conversations around money, oftentimes we don't get the opportunity to hear it, right? So I'm glad that New Breed has opted to add this as part of the monthly skill training program. And your parents, your siblings, we ask them the kind of wealth or the kind of money they desire to possess during their 40, at age 40 and above, they all would have raised their hands, or they all would have expressed the desire to have it. But if they do not have it now, the difference is that they have probably not gotten one or two things right. And I believe one of the things that they may have missed it or not gotten it right is their habit or the right skills. And so it is good to desire it. It is good to, wish for it. But, it is good to desire for it, right? It is good to wish to have money, wish to have some level of financial success in future. But just the fact that you desire it doesn't mean you have it automatically. It will come to you. If that is the case, then everybody around us in our communities should possess some level of wealth, right? So desiring it is not enough. You must work towards it. If you desire to be in a particular profession in the next few years, if you desire to be an accountant, to be a lawyer, to be a fashion designer, to be a mechanic, to be an engineer, just desiring it doesn't mean you automatically have it. You have to work towards it, right? So the same way, if you desire to be rich, if you desire to possess money and substantial amount of it in future, you have to work towards it. That is why we are gathered here, right? And typically, if you want to become, for instance, an accountant, you have to go to school. You got school for nearly 20 years, go to kindergarten, to primary school, 6 years, go to junior high school, go to senior high school, go to the university for 4 years. Even after acquiring a degree in accounting, you are still not an accountant yet. You have to charter before you can call yourself a professional accountant. And so for nearly 20 years, you'll be working towards you realizing it. But how many years do people commit to working towards they achieving financial success or riches in future. People don't intentionally, if you want to, you want to become a doctor, going to school is having intentionally, you want to go and pursue medicine for 7 years, then you be called a doctor intentionally. So the same way, if you want to be rich in future, you have to intentionally from now, as you are working towards your profession in future, intentionally you have to work towards achieving that level of wealth in future. And typically we say life is in 3 phases, right? We have your developing years, which is basically from the time you are giving birth to so when you are 25 or 30 years. And you have your making years, then we have your resting years or relaxing years. So, and most of us are in the developing years. We are less than 30 years, I believe. Most of us, new breed age category shows that we are less than 30 years. So in this our developing years, this is where we basically have to develop the right skills, the right habits, right? It is within what goes into these years that will determine our resting or our relaxing years will look like. Because at the end of the day, what you develop in your developing years, right, is what you use to make during your making years. And then, the quality of your developing years will determine the result of your making years. And then, if your result is as good enough, will determine whether you really rest or you really relax or chill in your relaxing years, or even your resting years, you still like the right skills, the right habits, the right knowledge, the right information, so that in your making years, you can be able to make well. So if you're developing years, you don't happen is that in your making years, you end up, you are in your making years, but you not make as much as you should in the level of it. Sometimes the issue is that in their developing years, they did not really develop well. They did not really learn the right habit. And we are discussing habits because I believe Aristotle once said that we are what we consistently do, or we are what we mostly do. What we mostly do, right? That is what we are. That determines the outcome, right? So if you're a student, if you learn often, right, your results, if I look at your result, if I don't know you before and I look at your results, your result can inform me whether you are someone who consistently learn or you don't learn. So if your result is good, I can predict that, yeah, you consistently studied, and that is why you're able to come with that result, right? And a gentleman called James Clear also said that success is the product of our daily habits once in a lifetime. So you success, right? You can't just jump into success. It is what you do daily that will compound to the success that you want to achieve. So it is the studies that you have, gone through, the training that you have gone through from kindergarten, teaching you 1+1 to learning how to write, learning all of those things through to junior high school, through to senior high school and the university. That will determine whether you become a doctor or not, right? So it is very important that our developing years, we really develop the right skills and the right habits. And so new breed, we have to be very critical about our developing years. There are some things that there are some skills that if you don't acquire them now, at some age you struggle to you struggle to get them, right? So for instance, if you don't manage to get a senior high school certification by age 25, from 30 it will be so difficult for you to go back to SHS, right? Even you not even be motivated that much. You feel like it is too late. So there are some things that it has to be done now, and there are skills that has to be acquired now. So I believe that one of the areas that we also have to pay attention to as young people, as we are developing, right, is the areas of money. And I break them down into three. We have the money making skills, the money management. So I call them MMS1, money making skills, which is 1, money management skills, which is 2, and money multiplication or money growth skills, which is 3, right? So money making skills basically helps you to utilize your talent, your skills, your creativity to make money. We are never taught how to make money. You can even PhD level, they will know, nobody will come and have a class with teach how to make money 101 or how to make money. You know, you never attend a class like that. You go about your, even if you study finance in school, there's no course like making money, or there's no subject chapter or topic like how to make money or making money, right? So you never go through this in the traditional academic system, but it is expected of you that at some point in life you should be able to have these skills. You should be able to, if you're a student, by the time you finish degree or you get by 25, 30, it is expected of you that you are capable enough to know how to make money, and you don't have to depend on other people. So money making skills, a combination of skills that will help you manage, make money. And traditionally what we know is that, okay, when we go to school, we'll be employed. And then when we are employed, we'll be put on a salary, and then we'll make money. That is what everybody knows. But there are those who have really made a lot of money. It is beyond that. They have made it beyond that. And so we are going to discuss extensively some of the ways you can make money and skills that you have to acquire to be able to make money. So you need to have the skills to be able to, you need to know how to make money. Simply put, you need to know how to make money. Most people don't know how to make money. Most people don't know how to make money. So as a young person, one of the best skills that you can learn is money making skills. If you know how to make money, you thrive everywhere, right? No matter the circumstance, no matter how the economy may get, you know, and all of that. If you know how to make money, you will always survive because you know how to bring money to the table. And the next is money management skills. This is basically how to manage, how to have control of what comes in and decide what stays and what leaves. You need to learn how to manage money. There are some skills required of you to be able to well manage your money. If you hear of probably the country and things are going bad, and you know, in our textbooks we learn of economic mismanagement and the minister and, you know, the government and the politicians, we talk about embezzlement and financial mismanagement and all of that. You are also an economy, and you have to learn how to manage your money or your finances very well. Otherwise, just like the way we blame the national leaders for, you know, the mismanages and the things that do not go well in the country, the same way your own finances, you are not having it right. It means that you're also not doing well. You're also not managing your finances well. So you need money management skills. And the last set is the money multiplication skills, which is basically the ability to make money with money. So you see, it comes back to the money making. Your ability to make money with money. Most people know how to make money from exchanging their time or their energy for money, or their skills. They have to always work for money. If you want money, go and work. That's how they know. But there is also a way where the money that you made today, it can work to make money for you. and we will learn about that. So that is money multiplication skills, MMS one. So just working for money to a level where money will be working for you. And if you look at the rich people, they are not making money only from they themselves going up and down, or they themselves working. I mean, within a day, how many hours can you work? Money multiplication skills is the set of skills that will help you make money with money, make money with other people's time, make money with opportunities and other things, right? So let's move straight into it. Money making skills. Money making skills. Now, the first set I'll talk about is opportunity identification. As a young person, one of the best things you can do to yourself is to train your eyes to see problems that need solving. Train your eyes to see opportunities to make money. Most people don't know how to see opportunity. When they see opportunity, they are even laughing about it. They don't know that this is something that can bring me money. So their eyes are blind to the opportunities that can bring them money. And if you see the people who are rich, sometimes it's the problems that are around us that they solve, the problems that you and I pass by every day, you and I complain about every day, you and I talk about every day. But we don't see that. We don't see those problems as opportunities to make money. But we'll be there, one person will come and solve that problem and make money from us. All right. So you have to train your eyes to see opportunities. You have to see things beyond how they look like on the surface level. You have to see things beyond, right, how they appear to you in the naked eyes. When you see problems, there is a saying that money is hidden in problems. When you see problems, there are money, there are millions in disguise. And if you can train your eyes to see money in problems, it means that you can be able to make more money. So don't just learn identify problems, identification of problems. And that's what we learn a lot in school. Mention 5 problems in your community. I will talk about it. Bribery and corruption. That's all we know. That's all we know. Identifying the problems, discuss the problems. That's what we know how to learn how to beyond those problems, the money that is hidden in them, right? You need to know that when you see every problem is a business idea. Look at the people who have made money. They are solving the sanitation problems, the things that we complain about, the things that we used to, go through stress to do, and we complain and we wish that, oh, this thing can be done so fast, so quick. That is what they see through them. They sit down whilst everyone else is complaining. They sit down and they think about how they can be able to solve that problem. And money is drawn to where value is, right? Money is not chased, money is attracted. And by having money making skills, you are basically learning how to attract money. If you want to draw thousands of ants, right? You don't need to go chasing for the ants. You don't go hunting for the ants. You have to find sugar. So if you have the sugar, the ants will come to where the sugar is. So you attract the ants the same way you attract the money, right? By the skills by the problems that you solve, and by the value that you produce to people. You also, and of course, if you identify, you have to see how you can maximize those problems or those opportunities. You need to see how you can act on it, how you can grow, how you can squeeze the full value out of that opportunity or that problem that you see. And look, opportunities sometimes, they are as everyone sees it, but you have to train yourself intellectually to be able to see that this opportunity can be maximized for money. Sometimes the only opportunity you have is to some people have had opportunity to just cry, and they cried for money. I recently saw a gentleman who was crying so badly over his tablets, right? And you saw the outcome. He only had the opportunity to cry, and he cried, and the money came. Now he has a scholarship to Juventus Academy to play football, you know, under proper architecture and framework and management. And he has many offers. That tablet that got missing, I think it was, I don't know the brand, but he's gotten iPad, right? Apple branded ones or Apple made ones, more sophisticated, better ones. So, you know, don't be like every other person where you just laugh about it, where you just mock it, or where you just, you know, talk about it, complain about it. If you complain about something for 10 times and you still complain about it, that means that you are not thinking deep. If you complain about something today, tomorrow you go to the same scene and the same thing is there, you complain about it. You should begin to think about how you can improve the situation, how you can, you know, solve that challenge. And if you can be able to solve it, you definitely will be able to command money from it, and people will pay you for it. Whether they have money or they don't have, they will pay you for it, right? The people who are solving the problems in our homes, the drainage systems and all of that, when they come to solve, whether the money is enough or not enough, you have to pay them. Right? So you need to identify the opportunities, you need to maximize it. You need to learn how to monetize your talents, your God-given gifts, right? That is one way to make money. You need to see how the skills that you are given, the talent that you have, that is one ideal way to make money, right? And if you can be able to monetize it, you'll be able to command money. And it works so to monetize your talent. What are your skills? What can you do best? Some people can just make people smile and we pay and we go and watch them. Some people can just make people smile. What can you do best? What can you do easily that other people can't do? Right? Some people can teach. Some people are eloquent. They can talk. They can MC. They can do different kind of things. They can play football. Today, look at the youngest talents, the Lamine Yamals that we talk about. They are less than 20 years. What is paying them is their talent. So you need to know that your talent is one ideal way to make money. So you pay close attention to it and you see how you can maximize and monetize it. But if your focus is just to follow the traditional pattern, as in being educated through the traditional education system, and meanwhile you abandon your talents and your skills or your God-given gifts, you are doing yourself a disservice, right? Basically that. Of course, I also talk about qualification and credibility, right? You have to spend time on what makes you hireable, what makes you trustworthy. Understand? So you have one of the ways, as I mentioned, is to be in school, put yourself to training, acquire some skills in a particular action. If you acquire certifications in those areas, you have the opportunity to be employed and you make money. And that is it. The other thing is your network. Someone said your network is your net worth. And I've been seeing some videos that goes around so that if you have 5 rich friends, you are most likely going to be the 6th rich friend. That if all your friends are poor, if you have 5 poor friends, you are most likely going to be the 6th poor person. Right? So your associations determines your acceleration. So you need to surround yourself with people that will have good conversations, that will practice good habits, people that will bring level-headed conversations to the table, and not people who just do things casually and be idle and be lazy about things. So you need to make sure that your network is your net worth. People who see problems and they are eager, they are irritated about it, and they wish they can provide solutions to it, and not people who see problems and all they can do is to laugh, is to discuss or gossip about it. If you are with such people who can only complain about issues, as I said, there is a whole industry about talking about problems. A lot of people just like to talk about the problems. You have to learn how to stay around people who be thinking, when they see the problem, they are thinking about how they can improve the situation, how they can, make things better in the scene and all of that. And problem solving, as I have already discussed, the bigger the problem you solve, the more the world will pay you, right? So you need to find pain points and fix them. What are people struggling to do? What can you make it easier for people to do, right? If you can solve big problems, you can command big problems, means big money. So when you see big problems, you have to smile because it is big money, right? So if you can solve them, you can command good amounts of money. And look at the people who are solving the problems in our society. They are solving big problems. That's why they are making big money. If you are not solving a big problem, how should you be paid big money? Big problem means big money. So don't see big problems as big problems, but see big problems as big money. And that is money making skill. So train your eyes to see money in situations, in opportunities, right? Train your eyes to see money in your network, right? In trainings, in problems, in your talents. So as you go about the school, as you go through the school system, you should also know that the talent, that one, it can even make me money more than the traditional, career that probably you want to pursue. And people who have paid attention to their talent, you see some of them at young age, they already, they are the ones who are feeding home. There are some young people in the country, even in this country, they are very young people who are the ones who have become breadwinners, or they are the ones that feed home. They are talents. Those who sing on TV, do things, different kind of things. There are those who play football, all those things, right? So let's move on to money management skills. This is the meat of our discussion. Money management skills. Basically, skills that will help you make the right decisions with whatever comes to your hand. And I've seen that the problem is not really that people don't make money. Sometimes people really make money. They make money, but still they don't get rich. Or they don't, they really are able to command some sort of income, like your talents. There are people who have been able to maximize their talent, their skills. They're able to solve problems. Money is coming to them all right, but managing it, they are not good at it. So whatever comes, leaves. And money management will help you to decide on what stays and what leaves. And the first one is budgeting. You have to learn how to budget from now. If you don't learn how to do it now, when you eventually get to the middle age, you struggle to do it. Budgeting is basically giving every cedi a name, telling your money where it should go, instead of wondering where it actually went. Most people don't budget. So at the end of the month, at the end of the day, say, oh, I remember I had this, somebody gifted me this amount, I received this stipend and all of that, but you can't really account. Just like the way sometimes political leaders struggle to account for the national income, right? The same way, as an individual, if you don't have the right skills to be able to direct where your money should go, you struggle to account for whatever comes into your hand. And budgeting will help you do that. What is budgeting? Budgeting is basically organizing whatever comes into your hand and then giving a direction to it. So you need to know how much you make every month. Maybe somebody gives you 100, they give you a stipend or upkeep of some 200. Whatever comes into your hand, you should be able to know it. And then how it lives, you should be able to account for how every cedi, left your hand. Before you realize, at the end of it, now that I remember I bought data, 5 cedis someday, 2 cedis someday, you are now thinking, you are doing the calculation in your head, right? So budgeting will help you to be able to do that. And also tracking. basically making sure that you know where your money is and where your money has gone to at every point in time. If you always wonder where your money went to, maybe you're a student, you're in high school, your parent gave you some money for upkeep and then to go to campus. It was for the entire term or semester, but within first 1 month or 2 months, you can't really know where the money has gone to. It's like the money is finished. You too, you don't know what you have. The money means that you don't have track of your money. And if you don't have track of the little money you are making now, the gifts, the stipends or allowances that your parents give you, if you don't have track of it, the same way, if you start working for money, or if you graduate, you start working and then money is coming to you, you cannot be able to track it. Trust me. If you can't track it now, you cannot track it later. So you have to learn how to do it now to be able to, continue doing it when eventually start earning from hard work or from whatever you begin to do, right? So that is one of it. You need to also learn to, and this has to do with spending. You need to learn how to live below your means. Living below your means simply means that staying within whatever you earn. If you don't take time, you outlive yourself. Before you realize, you owe quick loan and you owe this and you owe that, right? So all of these things has to do with habit. If you can't manage the small 200 cedis, or let's say the 50 cedis or 20 or 30 cedis they give it to you for the day, if you can't manage that one very well, you can't manage when they give it to you for a month, or when you actually start working and you are being paid a salary and all of these things, right? If you can't manage little, you can't manage much. It's as simple as that. You remember the parable of the talents. If you can't manage one, you can't manage 5. It's as simple as that. And that is very practical and evident in our society. So sometimes we look at the national economy, the political leaders, and we blame it on them. We complain, and we are always, because we learn it in our textbooks, bribery and corruption, mismanagement, financial embezzlement, and they will write and will get the marks. But you personally, you're also doing mismanagement in your own small way. That money that you took it to campus that you could not, it was for the entire term that you could not manage it to the end of the term, and within 1 month the money is finished. You are not managing it well. And do you think that you can be able to manage your money well when you eventually graduate? So you have to train yourself. You need to know that whatever comes to your hand has to be well managed, right? You need to train yourself about debt. You need to train yourself about giving, sacrifices, and all of that. The debt will cost you. Is it really doing you something good and all of that? A lot of things. You need to learn how to do it. And again, on living below your means, when it comes to your lifestyle, how do you spend? How do you spend? We normally say that spend on your needs. At this moment, you don't have to spend to impress anyone. In fact, you need to just focus on your needs, what you need to survive, right? Needs are basically what you need to survive. And wants are the things that you need. You don't need them to survive. You just want to have them to probably either flex or just enjoy on one side or add some small chilling, right? So as a young person, if you don't learn how to spend very well, right, you become a wanderer, always wondering what to use the money for. The whole month, in fact, you realize that you are buying a data 100 cedis, 150 cedis. The whole year, if you buy data 100 cedis in a month, do you know the whole year you would have spent 1,200 cedis on data, but you don't have 1,200 cedis saved in your account. And you do it and then you grow with it, right? So you need to learn how to just focus on what you need to survive. Don't focus on the other things you've eaten. But you go and buy I would not want to mention some product name, but you go and buy yesterday I was doing a session. Someone said before I go to bed, I always take Cerelac. Right? And they say some of you eat it, but you go and buy drink, and then you add it to it. And you always, if a day you buy a drink of 5 Ghana cedis, within 30 days, you would have spent 150 cedis on soft drinks, just carbonated drinks. The little things. And I always tell people, at some point, I realized that when I closed from work, I was buying a certain plantain chips, which cost like 10 cedis, right? And I realized I was buying it every day. Before I realized, right, I was spending like 250 cedis on plantain chips every month. And that is what most of us are doing, the little things, right? The little things. And some people spend as much as 50 cedis on gum every month, chewing gum. Yes, if you are buying chewing gum every day, calculate how much you are spending on chewing gum in a month. You don't pay attention to it. You don't plan. You see, is it in your budget to buy chewing gum in a day? No, but you realize that every day you are buying chewing gum. And if you are buying chewing gum of at least 1 cedi a day, I know no gum costs like less than a cedi, right? And if you want to buy the nice ones like Mentos and all of that, they cost like 10 cedis. And if you are buying a gum even of 1 cedi a day, it means that for a month you would have spent 30 cedis on chewing gum. What did you gain from chewing all those gums? So you need to just focus on the things that you need to survive. All right, focus on the things that you need to survive. When you are eating and you are full, don't go and add anything to it. Sometimes it will just give you, bloated stomach. You understand? So it is very important. That is money management. Now, further to money management, I have this rule that normally I preach, that whatever comes to your hand, you need to learn how to do 3 things with it. Like in summary, learn how to spend some, learn how to save some, learn how to sacrifice some. So I call it the 3S money rule. Whatever comes to your hand, spend some, save some, sacrifice some. What I've seen most people do is that they spend all. So whatever comes, they spend everything. Universal spender. Your blood group is S. You spend whatever comes to your hand. You need to learn how to save. If you can't save from little, you can't save from what you even call enough. Because in actual sense, you never get what we call enough, or what you may think it is enough money. You are earning probably a month, you get, let's say, 500 cedis. You think that 1,000 cedis will be enough. No, 1,000 cedis will not be enough. When you earn 1,000 cedis, that's when you realize that the 1,000 cedis is not enough. Because money is a resource, and resources are not enough. They are scarce, right? Whereas your wants, the things that you desire to have, they are unlimited. You always want something. So that is why management is required. But if you apply this formula, general rule, on your finances, you know that whatever comes, whether it's a gift, money, some of you, what you have done is that if it is your allowance for school, maybe you are going to, the one that your mother has given to you to go to school, that one there, you know, it's your official money, so you keep it. But if, let's say, your elder brother decides to dash you some 100 cedis on the side, say, as for this one, there is free money. So that one, you spend it even on the way before you get to campus. So you don't even consider that one as money. You think that would, as for this one, it's money to spend. It's not part of the traditional budget. You spend that one, and the one that your parents have given you, you also spend that one too. And before you realize, 1 month into the term, you are calling back home. Calling back home. It's kanashi. So you need to learn to save some, spend some, sacrifice some. Spend some. I mean, spend some on yourself. You definitely need to eat, right? Spend some on yourself. And you should have made the S big. I mean, spend some, but I don't mean spend all. Spend some doesn't mean spend all. So spend some. Spend some. So when you get 100 cedis, sometimes I say that, okay, spend 70%. It's not bad, right? Save 10%. Sacrifice, let's say, 20%. Or you can spend 80%. You just spend 80%. Save 10%. sacrifice 10%. But you spend all the 100%. If you don't save money, what will save you tomorrow? So you have to learn how to save from whatever comes into your hand. So this is, I call it the 3S rule. Once it comes, whatever comes, whether it's a gift, you know that this money, I'm spending, if it is 100 cedis, I want to spend 80 cedis on myself. I want to save 10 cedis, 10%, 10 cedis. But you spend 80, spend the other 10, spend the other 10. Oh, you cannot be spending all. Investor spender. Please let your blood group not be big S. Don't be an investor spender. Learn to save some. Save small. I'm not saying save everything. No, save 10%. 100 cedis, 10% of it is 10 cedis. 1,000 cedis, 10% of it is 100 cedis. Just save that little. If I ask all of you, can you save 1 cedi a day? I'm sure that you can do it, right? Some of you can do it. Can you save 1 cedi a day? Yes. But do you know that we've done nearly 150 days in this year? So do you have 150 cedis sitting aside for you? If you don't have 150 cedis, see, you can save 1 cedi a day, but you don't have 150 cedis. So you see, from January to date, nothing. And I asked you, can you save 1 cedi a day? You are telling me, oh, it's easy. It's easy. But it is 1 cedi a day that will compound, right, to 30 cedis a month, right, to 120 cedis, right, and it goes on and on. On and on. So you need to learn how to save. Like, that should be the rule. Whatever comes to your hand, save some. I'm saving some. I'm sacrificing some. Now, I've not talked about the sacrifice. You definitely go to church. They are believers, so you pay offering, you pay tithe. That is your sacrifice. You just do some small good to your friend. You buy food for your friend, right? What people overuse is the sacrifice. The spending. People just overspend and they don't save. They don't sacrifice. It is not a good money habit. Good money habit is that you save some, you spend some, you sacrifice some. You save some, you spend some, you sacrifice some. Since your mom started giving you money, right? Since your mom started giving you money, if you had saved even 50 pesos a day, by now you had some money on you. If your mom decided not to give you money for 1 week, can you survive? You're saying, right? Just 1 week. 1 week on campus, you cannot survive. So, meanwhile, if you had saved 1 cedi a day, you would have accumulated about 150 cedis at least to date, from January to date. And 150 cedis can survive you for like maybe 3 days or 4 days, right? But because you don't have anything set aside for you, the moment one day there is a miss, then you are angry, you are walking angry, very angry, as if somebody has troubled you. But these are little things that, and then let's look at money multiplication. You need to learn investing. So savings move into investing, right? When you save over time, investing is basically the money that you have denied yourself consuming now. So saving is denying yourself a certain consumption, right, to set that money aside for some future use. So you deny yourself today to consume that 1 cedi, that 2 cedis, that 10 cedis, so that tomorrow you can have it, right? You deny yourself today. Now, over time, that as you continue to save, as it grow over time, you need to look at investing. And investing is basically that money that you have saved, right, going to work for you through either financial schemes or businesses or means, right, to be able to bring you money. Money can make, and most people, what most people desire is just to work for money. If you learn how to make money using the money that you have made today to work for you, right, that money can make you more money than even your efforts can do. Money can make you more money. Money can make you more money. If you have 1 million cedis and in a year, that 1 million is able to fetch you, say 10%, that's 100,000. Can you imagine the number of days you have to go to work to earn 100,000? That's somebody's like 3 years salary. So money can make more money. And these days, even the basic investment options are fetching money. Today, 1 year treasury bill, we normally call it risk-free, is going for like 9%. What it means is that every year you make 9% of it, right? So if it is 1,000 cedis you invest, 9% is about 90 cedis. So 1 year, that 1,000 cedis will be able to bring you 90 cedis. This is the basic investment options. Be able to bring you 90 cedis. Aside what you now you'll be working for, your money is also working and bringing you something. And if you master it as time goes on, before you realize after you graduate and you start working, probably after 10 years of working, before you realize what your money brings you in a month is even more than your salary. So you also need to learn investment skills or some of these basic investment opportunities. Building assets, you need to spend, or you need to prioritize your spending on what brings you money, not what takes money away from you, right? One of the things that takes money away from you is your phone. If you are not making, if you are not using your phone for any serious business, and you go and buy an expensive phone, the phone every month you dash 200 cedis to the phone for data, or 300 cedis every month 200. Every month you are feeding the phone. Sometimes you are hungry but you have data. Oh, you are hungry but you have data. So you need to spend your money on assets, the things that can bring you money, and not the things that will take money from you. So if you are spending more money on the things that takes money from you, eventually what happens is that you just become poorer and poorer, because all the things that you have spent on and it's taking money away from you, it will continue to extract from you, and then all the money you wake up, you go to work, you bring the money home, and you spend it on those things, right? You spend it on those things. So investing, as you grow, there are things that an asset or things that bring you money. An investment vehicle, we'll talk about that, brings you money. So that is an asset, something that brings you money. So spend on assets. Assets are things that can fetch you money, not on liabilities, things that will take money away from you. I'm not saying don't use a phone. What I'm saying is that don't overspend on a phone, right? If it is probably not your business tool and it's just for this phone call, this thing, that what 200 cedis phone is doing, probably the same 50,000 phone is doing. Sometimes even the yam is clear in the years than this thing, right? So don't go and and you want, maybe you are using, your mom has bought you some Techno, some Infinix, some Itel, you are so uncomfortable with it. Oh, you wish you are saving to go and buy a higher one. And when the phone is so fast, when the processor, the tech guys will help us, when it's so fast, it draws your data fast as well. So you spend more. So you spend more to acquire it, the liability, and then you spend more on it. And you see, the more you continue. The Bible says, a little sleep, a little slumber. There is the little things that compound, right, to really brings the outcome. And of course, you need to learn about multiple income streams. And I think I've talked about this subtly. Learn to make money from multiple sources. I've talked about the investment. Not just you going to work and money coming in. If that is the only way you can make money, or to making money, you cannot make the money that people are making, or that big money. You need to learn how to make money different. So at the end of the month, where do you get money from? Okay, you work, maybe you're a factory hand, here you go, it comes. Aside that one, where again do you make money from? Okay, maybe somebody gives you some small money. Okay, you need to have different sources. All those that we see them up there, right? they don't make money from one source. They don't make money just by, they make money from different sources. They have an investment, they have a small shop, you know, they have a skill that probably fetch them additional income and all of that. So we need to learn how to make money from different areas. And we've talked about seeing money in opportunities or in problems, solving them. So if you're able to master this, the first skill, the money making skill, you know that you can make money beyond just you going up and down for money. You can make money from doing other things, for doing some services for others, for service, making life easier for other people, right? Well, we'll walk to the roadside, go and pick trotro or a taxi. Somebody sat there, I said, look, I will not make you walk to the roadside. You can sit at the comfort of your home. Let me design an app that will put all the drivers, so you sit at the comfort of your home. You order and the car will come to you, and then you pick, right? So because they have created that system, whenever you pick, you utilize the platform, right? Whatever you pay to the driver, they have a share, 10, 30%. So count the number of drivers. They have solved a simple problem of people just walking to the roadside to pick a car, waiting and all of that at the comfort of your home. You order and then, it comes to. So learn how to make money from other streams. Business, when it comes to business as well, you need to learn entrepreneurial skills. You need to develop entrepreneurial mind. And entrepreneurship is problem solving, right? It's service delivery. It's offering a value to some people. If you can be able to do one of these things, people will pay you for it. And you need to learn how to be entrepreneurial, how to maximize opportunities. You know, assuming I have some book that I'm selling, right? And then after this session, I say, oh, this book goes for 10 cedis. Probably I printed the book for 5 cedis. This book goes for 5. At least I'll get some 5 people to buy. Once you buy, I've made some, money. So you need to be a bit entrepreneurial, and basically you solving problems, you making people's life better. Things that people have continually, it has been there for ages. You have to begin to think about how you can improve on them, how you can make the situation better. And then once you deliver that value, people will reward you for it. People will give you money for it. Whether the people have money or they don't have money, they will come and patronize that value, right? Now that people are helping you to call somebody from here, you can call somebody in USA. That's why you are paying. Whether you have money or you don't have money, because you want to make the call, you want to obtain that value, you pay, you buy the airtime to patronize that service. And if you learn how to do it, and the last in this section is long-term thinking. You need to know that it's not an overnight something, right? Just small, one profession, a teacher, a doctor that you want to become. You have to go to kindergarten. Look, how many years? Count kindergarten, like 2 years, primary, 6 years, JHS 3 years, right? That is 11 years. Then you come to SHS 3 years. That is 14 years. You come to university 4 years. That is if you are doing the regular degree. That is 4 years. And that is 18 years. If you are doing 7 years, that means that 21 years of study. But you want to use one day now to become a billionaire. Hey, the thing, it is time. It's small. So that's why you have to start doing it now. So if you don't start doing it now, right? Now that you are 20, you are 18, you are 15. If you start doing it now, by the time you are 30, if you are 20 years now, by the time you are 30, you will have practiced the thing for 10 years. But you don't want to do it just 1 year now. You want to do Katashi. No, it doesn't work like that. You need to have a long-term thinking that, okay, if I want to see 1 million by 40, it starts now. It's not magical, right? It's not magical and all of that. So the next is I'll talk about some investment products that as young people we can patronize. So now you know that you need to learn how to make more money. You know that you need to learn how to manage whatever comes into your hand. You need to multiply. Learn how to grow or multiply whatever comes into your hand. We'll talk about some investment options, right, that as young people we can patronize. That even with one city, you can be able to patronize, right? And if you are 20 years, just like the way we are 5 months into the year and you don't have 150 cedis in your hand, the same way, if you don't start doing it, by the time you are 30, you are 35, you are 40, you will not have that money that you expect to have. Right? So it's important that you start working towards it. So for you to practice some of the things that I've talked about, saving some especially. Now, saving is basically denying yourself consuming a certain amount of money now, and then setting aside that amount of money. So you need to learn how to save. And in saving, basically, that's where you have to start from, setting money aside. And then you have to move into investment. Now, how do we save or invest? Or how do we really practice? What are the practical options available? So broadly, we classify investment or financial products in three categories. We have the fixed income. Fixed income means that when you invest in that scheme, the return that you earn is fixed, right? It's fixed, as in if they say you get 10 cedis equivalent to probably 10% in 1 year, it is fixed. By the end of 1 year, you should be paid the money you invested plus the fixed 10 cedis or 20 cedis that you were promised. And then we have equities. Equities represent ownership. Basically, you buying into the ownership of a particular business or an asset. And then we have what we call cash equivalents, which is more like the saving products. So that one is just like saving. It's not for high return, or it's basically to help you organize money, right, to come and then take advantage of the other opportunities. So the cash equivalent, it includes the saving products, the bank products that we see we are being offered to, and all of that. And when it comes to the fixed income, traditionally we have the treasury bills, which is from the government. I'm sure you've heard of it before. We have the bonds, we have the bank fixed deposits. So when you go to the bank, one of the products available is fixed deposit. You can say patronize fixed deposit accounts. And then we also have fixed income only funds. So we have some investment funds or groups that only invest in some of these products, as in the commercial paper, treasury bill, euro bond, corporate bond, and all of that. So that is one. So all of these products, if you invest, the return that you get is fixed from the date of investment. You know what percentage you are getting at the end of the investment cycle. Then we have equities. Equities is basically stocks. Buying into, do you know that you can buy into the companies that use their products? MTN, EcoBank, Access Bank, GCB Bank. You can buy, you can become a shareholder. Actually, you can own part of the company. It is available. That is also an investment option. That no matter how small your money is, you can buy a portion of MTN. And then you can call yourself a shareholder, or those who own MTN. And not those who just use MTN, those who own the company. That is also available to you as an investment option. And that you make money from, because you own part of the company, you make money from part of the company's profit that is shared to the owners. Because you are an owner, when they share the profit, you get some. Last year, MTN shared over 5 billion cedis for last year. They shared about 5 billion cedis of their profit. They made over 7 billion. They shared over 5 billion to the owners. Those who are owners, they got, no matter how small. And you need currently the one is 6 cedis, 50 pesos. So So if you have 60 days, 50 pesos, you can buy one share of MTN. You can become a shareholder, those who own MTN. And when they are doing annual general meeting and they want to vote on decision, they will invite you that come and sit. We want to take a decision. Vote. Do you agree or you don't agree? Even with your one share. So that is also available to you. So it's important that you know it now so that you start patronizing. Then we have the cash equivalents. I think this is my last slide. Basically, we call them funds, right? Or the savings product are included. But we have some investment that, because oftentimes people are not well informed about the other options, right? Investment companies create what we call investment funds or collective investment schemes, like a basket. So you invest and then they will make decision on where the money should be invested. Actually, whether they should use some to buy a portion of a company, they should use some to buy bonds, treasury bills, and all of those things. So that is one of it. We also have the saving products, savings. When you go to the bank, the savings account, right? All of this, and the return on this is mild. If you are comparing, this is the equities has the highest return, and it has the highest return. This comes second, and then the cash equivalence comes third, right? Yes, and the cash equivalents come third. So these are the broad categories that we can take advantage of. And there are so many, especially when it comes to the investment funds. There are so many, there are over 100 funds in Ghana that we can patronize. And some with as low as 1 cedi. You can just set, and we'll talk about some of it. As low as 1 cedi, you can patronize them. It will just help you to save, accumulate, and then as you grow your appetite for it, you grow the funds, you can take advantage of you buying the companies, which is a bit riskier, and you buy into the other investment products. So you have to start doing now. If you start saving now, if you start investing now, before you realize, right? Now, if you are 20 years right now, right? If you are 20 years right now, it means that you would have spent over 7,300 days on earth right now, about 7,300 days. Assuming your parents decide to save 1 cedi for you every day since they gave birth to you, that means that you should have 7,300 cedis for you. So you are saying, okay, your parents have not done. Are you doing it? You too, if your parents are not doing it, when you enter adulthood, have you start practicing it? So you have to learn how to do it. So basically that. Now, so examples of the treasury bills are from the government. So that will be the last things. The T-bills, the T-bills, bonds, most of them are from the government. So it's basically the government borrowing money from you, right? The government borrowing money from you. So every week, the governments, and most governments of the world they do what we call treasury bill. We have just named the treasury bill, but the government will offer to borrow from the general public. And then you give your money to the government, and then they promise you a certain fixed return. So currently it's going between 4% to 9%. Yes, for between 4 and 10%. And we have the 91 day, the 3 months one, the 6 months one, the 1 year one. If you buy, after the 3 months, whatever percentage that you were promised, you receive your investment amount and then the percentage that you were promised. That's the treasury bill. The stocks are companies, and you can only buy them through what we call licensed daily members of the stock market. So we have what we call the stock market. These are companies that are licensed to help you buy. So just like we have banks to help you patronize saving products, we have companies that can help you buy some of the companies that we use their product, the MTN, Guinness, now Casapreco is coming, Total Energies, Gual, GCB Bank, and all of that. They are available. We call them licensed daily members or brokers. I talk about them. Currently, there are about 26 of them. So when you I will share a link to some of them. When you reach out to them, they will create an account for you. You can fund the account, buy whatever you want to buy. And then investment product. There's cash equivalent, mutual funds, and unit trust, or collective investment funds. We have investment management companies, and practically, if you want to invest, those are the companies that you should be looking at, and not banks. Banks are not ideally investment companies. Banks are just for attracting savings from surplus units, or from the general public, and directing it into loans and other products. So this one, you find them in investment management companies, and there are quite a number of them, right? We have several. We have Cal Asset Management, IC Asset Management, Databank Asset Management, so many of them. These two, I'll try and share the link to. So, but more specifically, I want to introduce you to some of the easy and convenient product that you can start with to save with, right? Yes, you can start with. And as starters, I'd like us to begin from the cash equivalent, right? Ideally, if I say you should go and open bank account, me, I don't really recommend, excuse my language, but I don't recommend people going to open current accounts at the bank, right? Because if you go and open, they are charging you for digital banking charges. Every month, if they charge you 5 cedis, it means that within a year, they would have deducted 60 cedis from your money. You don't have enough. So it's better to do this investment product so that you save money. So we have some apps, some platforms, right, that you can use it to patronize this. We have what we call the IC Wealth app, which is an app to that has the liquidity fund or the collective investment scheme on it. When you sign up, you can create an account and then start saving there on your phone, right? You can start saving there, and no deductions when you are depositing, no deductions when you are withdrawing, no deductions. It is easier. They also limit you on withdrawals. Like if you withdraw money, sometimes it takes 3 working days, or sometimes they will say that within 1 month you can't withdraw money. So it helps you to organize up. And then you also have the Achieve by Petra Securities. Petra is an investment management company. Oftentimes we just know the banks, but we have the true investment management. So Petra is a trustee, and also have investment products. They have the Petra, they have the saving products, they have other investment products. These are 2 apps. We also have an app called Blackstar app. We have Nymed Capital Investment app that we can take advantage of it. All the links to these ones will be made available, right? Some of it. So for instance, this is the IC. So you can download the app, right? It's the IC Well app. IC is an investment management company, and they also a licensed member of the stock exchange. So you see, they have mutual funds. So ideally, of course, I can log in for you people to see some things. So even if your phone can contain an app, you can just use the web version, and then you can sign up. So instead of logging in, let me try and sign up. So you click on register. And then the traditional registration process. Of course, your name, your bio details, you'll be asked to provide them. And from there, you can start depositing from Momo. So you see, register as individual or institution. So assuming new breed want to have an account, so you see, they just require for your basic details. And then you create an account, and then you also have an account. As a young person, you should fancy having a bank account than just having a phone that you buy data for it every day. So you should fancy having an account. So you create an account, and there are right? You also have the NIMED Capital page, the NIMED app. Of course, that's there's not a web version, so you can also download that, and then you can start saving. All of these things are registered, licensed, regulated, well checked. It's not an online thing that you are going to do. If you want the location of the companies, you can always visit their office. But the certain is that investment companies in this part of the world, they don't show themselves like that. If you people you have to approach them. Unlike elsewhere where they do campaigns on TV. So you normally see the banks and you're familiar with the banks. But investment itself is with the investment management companies, and you have to patronize them. So today, if you have not been saving 1 cedi, and for that matter, you don't have 150 cedi, you there create the account. Whatever you get, save some. Save some, save some, save some, save some. Fine girl, you don't have 100 cedis. You need to have, fine girl, you don't have 100 cedis. You have to start practicing it. And if you learn how to do it now, by the time you are 30, you're already into it. You're already into it. So I'll end here, and if there are questions, we'll take them, and then we can call it a day. So this has been it. Learn money making skills. Develop money making skills. Develop money management skills. Right? And practice them. Money growing or money multiplication skills. Make sure you have them at your fingertips. It should be your everyday thing. Just as you wake up and then you have to take your bath, brush your teeth. It should become normal for you to save. And if you don't learn how to do it now, you will struggle to do it. If you don't learn how to learn now, it will get to some point before you're like exams and you're now doing giddy bad. You think that you work so hard than everybody. Meanwhile, you did last minute learning. Last minute learning will not save you. Right? So if you learn small every day, by the time the exam is due, you are fully prepared. But you go and do some katashi at the last minute, and then you go and sit at the exam, you come and complain that, oh, see the way I learned, I bent the ninth yesterday. If you had studied from the beginning of the term, you wouldn't have gone to do that. So if you do it now, small, right, go through it. By the time you start working officially, you're already on top of your game, and then and don't abuse your savings. Small thing, say, so the small thing, I just go and take whatever, you go and destroy your susu box, take it. Don't use it. You save money this week, now next week you want the money to save you. Learn to be consistent, right? You want to do business, need to have money to do that business. If you save very well, before you graduate, you already have capital to start running the small business that you desire to have. So you need to start doing it now, and the more you do it, if it becomes part of you, if it becomes natural for you to save, to sacrifice. As for spending there, that one, the moment they give birth to you, I know that's what you've been learning. You've been seeing people do it, so it is part of you. So when money comes to you, buy something, koto, that's what you want to do with it. But when money comes to you, save should also come to your mind. Sacrifice should also come to your mind. And now end here. So if there are any questions, we can take it, and then we can leave here. Question.
Please, I have a question. So,
Yes.
With investing, there comes a time where, in your bid to invest, you find it interesting and want to put in a lot more. How do you balance the rush to continue investing versus attending to immediate needs? Right? I know you talked about some percentages, right?
Yes.
But that 70, 10, 20 rule may be subjective, particularly because maybe that 10% is not becoming enough for you. Maybe you have financial goals, and looking at your financial goals, that 10% is not going to do anything. So how do you balance that, especially with the rate at which the returns may be coming in, maybe slow or much?
Yeah, so investments, they are in categories, and oftentimes we say the lower return, the lower the risk, the lower the return. And so when you start, most likely you start from the ones that pay little to no returns, very minimal returns, and it's not rewarding enough or it's not encouraging enough, and sometimes you may even not want to continue and all of that. But other times too, you think that okay, if I can do more, I can be able to earn more. Now, what I have to say with respect to that is you need to learn how to grow your risk appetite over time, right? For starters, there are some investment products that I will not recommend you to just straight away go into it. Otherwise, you may have shocks. But you start from where you earn little to nothing, and then you grow to where you can now afford to lose something. And if you can afford to lose something, that means that you can afford to gain something substantial, right? If you can afford to do something substantial, you basically can afford to gain something substantial. And you need to in line with your goals. In line with your goals. So whatever you allocate the investment, I mean, it should also be according to your capacity. If you want to flip it upside and say do 70 because you want to meet something meet an expenditure very quick, or grow the funds to meet something, you may just be denying yourself, and you may just end up be fasting and all of that. So especially on that part where the returns is attractive and you want to do more, right? You are tempted to do more. You are tempted to probably sacrifice your food money to go and invest. I think that you should always try and then make sure that for your needs, you are not denying yourself of it, right? Your food, the things that you need to survive, that one is constant. You can't do without it. So don't take what you need to survive to go and invest. No. What I'm saying is that always have a formula to make sure that you have some to cater for your need. So for your need, and then some for investment. Now, if you wish to increase what you save monthly, right, then you need to check your expenses. Probably there's some one or two things that if you can reduce how you utilize it to increase your savings, and that's one of the ways of making more money. If for instance you have, like, people have some, and they say they have Netflix subscription despite YouTube and TikTok and all those things, they want to watch some movies. What do you gain? To what? They have subscription, they have Netflix, they have this, they have the different subscriptions on their phones, and all those things, right? There are some that you can do away with it. The ones that you can do away with it, do away with them and increase your investment. The ones that you can't do away with it, that one there you have to just keep it like that. And on the returns, when you are seeing more returns and you wish to do more, don't be tempted by that. Do what you can do comfortably. If you are targeting to gain extra 1,000, right, you should know that you are targeting to lose extra 1,000 technically, even though it's not gambling, but sometimes that is how it looks like. You should. So if you want to be greedy, and we always say that be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when others are greedy. When everybody is greedy and the thing is so looking so flashy, you have to be fearful. You have to be fearful and exercise constraints, and know that okay, you cannot be doing excessive allocation to that. So that is what I have to say. I don't know if I well.
Two more questions.
Yeah.
My second question is on real estate. I see a lot of people online speak about the fact that you don't need a lot to go into real estate. And I know maybe you are not a real estate professional, but if you can give us some insights into that, how to begin, or how a group of people can begin that. And my third question is, with IPOs of late, we are seeing a lot of companies IPO, both
Yes.
locally and internationally. So with Casa Preco, with SpaceX, and
Exactly.
all those companies, I see there's a lot of rush to get hold of those stocks when they IPO.
Yes.
But I also came across some information that you are not supposed to do that because it's after a couple of months after IPO that the original price settles. And so there can be a drop in the pricing or a hike. So what is the best time to IPO, and how
Okay.
do you also go into the real estate side of things? Thank you.
Okay, right. So with the real estate, it appears to be capital intensive venture. However, we've seen a lot of people who have started from scratch, right? There are people, if it's, for instance, it's a group that you are in and you want to embark on that journey, there are people with relationships that can offer land, right, and you pay later. There are people with relationship that can lead you to somebody to be able to get some architectural works for free, or you get it on lend basis and then you go and pay later. So what I have to say to that is, just start from wherever you are. Sometimes you have to start, you create a relationship from and all of those things. So people start their real estate journey as rent agents, right? Or people who sell houses. Trust me, all the houses that are out for sale, if you can get somebody to go and buy one, you have a commission in there. That this is your buyer. You can take it to the seller. You have a commission in there, and that's how people start. They sell for others until they get their own capital to be able to buy the land and begin and all that. So you need to start small. It's interesting, but there are people who can, if it's a group thing, there are people who can bring to the table land. Probably their relations have some lands that you can make use of at the moment. I'm not so versed into that area, but that is just the little I know. People start from where they are. Some start as rent agents, some start as property, agent. Look, if you go to Trasaco right now, and some of the builders, you tell them that, hey, I can get you buyers to come and pick up these buildings. They can arrange for you and you get a commission. If it is 1% and it is 1 million cedis, $1 million property, $1 million property, right? If it's a $1 million property, if you make 1%, that's a lot of money. That's like 10,000. That's like $10,000. So the houses are on sale. If you can find buyers for them, you get a commission. So I believe that no matter what, you can find a way to start from where you are. And that's what I have to that. And with respect to the IPO, so IPOs are basically there for those who are not familiar with, basically when the companies are offering their shares to the general public to sell for the very first time. The thing is that historically, it varies from market to market, right? And what I have, especially with the local market, what I have observed is that when for instance, the IPO is oversubscribed, or over patronized, when it is listed, the excess, those that didn't get, they come to buy. So you see that there will be a heavy buy, and then there will be literally no sell, and that will push the price up. Now, the other thing is that when the stock is officially listed, at IPO, we all bought it the same price. Most of the time, people are not in a hurry to sell. I bought the thing just now at 5 cedis. Why should I sell at 5? So at least they want to exercise restraint and wait for the price to go up small before they sell. So immediately post listing or immediately after listing, there are mostly buyers but no sellers, because the sellers just bought it and they bought it at the price, the flat price, and they would not want to, at least, because if you are selling, you incur charges for the brokerage account and all those things. So people will not want to sell it on the spot like that, and the buy side pressure force it to go up in most of the cases. And then over time, in the next reporting cycle, when the company releases their financials, that's when the market fully, in fact, it takes like 3 to 1 year for the market to fully understand the company and price the company. So sometimes, but mostly what I have observed is that it goes up and then before it will come down. before the market will fully digest the price and bring it to where it should be, right? And sometimes they give the companies the benefit of the doubt for like a year before they'll start looking at, okay, are you going to pay us some of the profit, or you are not going to pay us, and start pricing it. But especially on the local market, what we have seen historically is IPOs that were oversubscribed, or IPOs end up going up at least 10, 20, 30% before it resets to where it should be, where the market thinks it should be. And depending on the situation, right, or the circumstance, the IPO price may be at discount to the true value of the company, or it may be at premium. So currently, we are at, especially in our local environment, the other investment options are in their lowest form, or they are commanding lower returns. And so attention has been drawn to the stock market. So most of the IPOs are benefiting from premium valuation or high prices, because the market valuation has changed, or the market pricing has changed. So most IPOs are benefiting from just that, because their valuation comparables are high. So they'll end up coming up being price high. And immediately after, the buy move to it. This is a bit technical, I'm sorry. So when the market move, when the buy side move it, push it up over time, at least people want it to go up by 10% before they'll start selling, because when you sell, the cost is no less than like 2%. So why would you buy something at 5 and sell it at 5 and lose 2%? Something that you just bought. So most people, at least, they wait, let it go up small and sell. Even if the company is, most of the time, even if the company is not bad, it's bad, they wait, let it go up small, and then I'll sell. All right. So IPOs historically, especially in the local market, has gone up before it resets. Now in the more sophisticated market, IPOs, that one, the market is almost perfect. It's a more sophisticated market. So the market is able to price companies perfectly at every point in time. It is called efficient market hypothesis. So every point in time, the market tries to price the company very well. But for our market that is developing, sometimes the market is slow to pricing the market, pricing the company very well. And that gap is an opportunity for you to maximize. And we have seen with recent IPOs. So let's take, I think, if there's any other question. Any other question?
Question.
Okay.
Current modern day youth, they are rather doing betting. They will bet their last. Is it a way of investment, or what's your advice on that?
Oh, it's not. So betting is not an investment. Betting is gambling. So that's why the word gambling is there. Betting is gambling. And if money that you don't make it like systematically, oftentimes when you made it instantly, it leaves instantly, right? So instead of you betting the 5 cities, right, it's better to save it. If I don't end, religious perspective on gambling, we don't accept it like that. And so even as a believer, it is not really advisable that you enter into gambling. So it's better check since you started gambling. If you have been in gambling for 1 year, for 2 years, for 3 years, has your life been made better? Ghana Lottery Authority, 1960 something, that it came. How many people, count the rich people we have in Ghana? Which one made it through Lottery Authority? So that one is never advisable. I mean, like, focus on build wealth that we have good success, right? We have what we call good success. So as for betting, you bet, you may win today, you are happy. Oh, all the money, they will get it back from you. And those of you who have been betting, go and download your betting history and count all the money that you have. 5 cedis. If you did 5 cedis, every day betting, that means that January to you've spent at least 1,250 cedis plus on betting. Do you have 1,250? Yeah, you don't have 1,250. Meanwhile, if you had saved that 1,250, it would have been there for you. So, I mean, I don't believe in instant wealth, or you want to rush. The thing that we are doing is small, small. You want to you want to have it overnight. You want to make 1 million. Hey, it's not advisable. Don't focus on focus on something that will last, something that you can build consistently. No, right? You are working for it, or your money is working for it. But if you are gambling and you are betting on hope. Hey, hope. For Maguire will go and score himself. So, betting is not advisable at all, as it won't help your investment life, or it won't help your financial life. And you abuse money, or you not well manage money, because oftentimes you think that, hey, you can make 1 million in a day, so you don't mind losing 1 million in a day. But if you made 1 million over 10 years, you will not want to lose it in a day, right? So if the better will, before when you become addicted, before you realize, you use everything, and it's addictive. And when they do that, they will tell you it's addictive. It's addictive, not for persons under 18 and all of those things. Don't bet excessively. And the betting company, they sometimes, when I watch people's testimony, sometimes they block people when they are betting excessively, right? So betting here is not the option. Just focus on doing the good thing, right? If your parents decide to use your school fees for betting, you'll be so it's not advisable. Please don't bet. Yeah. So in the absence of any other thing, I'd like to call it a day. If you have not learned how to do it, this is the time to begin, right? To learn how to do it from now. See things beyond how they look like ordinarily, especially how they look like to the naked eyes. Start practicing them, right? Learn how to make money. If you are skillful at something, continue, do it. See problems as opportunities to make money. What people are complaining about, you should begin to see how you can improve on it and make money. Manage whatever comes into your hand. Start saving now. One CD cries. Some time ago, we were championing a CD a day challenge, and we're going to high schools, and high students they were saving 1 CD a day. Some people, by the time they finished school, they had like 4,000 CDs. Their parents are saying that we don't have money to take it, so they can pay their level 100 school fees, right? And when if you finish school, and and you tell, oh, mommy, I was able to save some 1 CD, and I have some 2,000, and I think that if you can, whilst your parents are thinking of postponing you for next year, you are ready. It even shows how ready and how prepared you are to pursue. So some of these things, they are very important. Don't just learn how to make money, learn how to manage money, learn how to multiply money. And I believe that it will pay off. So thank you so much for your audience. New boot.
Please clap, 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 clap. All right. So for me, I've learned a lot at my age. I've learned a lot. I mean, if I had saved 1 CD when I was 5 years to date, I would have had some money somewhere in my account. The money in my account is some way. I'm not proud of it. Amen. Amen. I said I'm okay. So please, we've learned something. The very part that he emphasized that touched me was, finding money in problems. That we have the talent. He mentioned that some of us are very speakable. You can talk. Some of you can do sports. Some of you can MC. Some of you mention them. Some of you can dance, right? Some of you can crack jokes. So look at all these things and find a way to make money out of them instead. And after making the money, you save it. At the point when you are saving, to make sure you don't cash out the saving as soon as You don't go into that money and then be doing things with it. So look at what you can do, your abilities, and then find how you can solve problems with them. Ebi mo botsi, ebi mo pamadeɛ. Find ways and means to make money out of them. And when you make those monies, save them or invest them. Okay? He said, save some. Save some. What some? Spend some and sacrifice some. Please, a round of applause for Osofo. So, all too soon, we will come to an end of today's session, and there is a refreshment for us.